So you read her. When did you first meet her?
Okay, so this is what's really awesome because I'm remembering this time period, and I have to say I don't know the exact year, but it was probably about 20 years ago. And you have to understand that about 20 years ago, I was nobody, absolutely no one. I had a little tiny small press magazine called The Silver Web. No one knew who I was, cared who I was. And my husband was a newbie writer just starting out, in a sense, starting to get noticed. And he had a book coming out by Pan Macmillan in the UK. And his editor, Peter Lavery, wanted to throw a release party for him.
Oh.
And it was this whole, you know, extravaganza. And he and I were both very nervous. And it was our, first time going over there with a big book launch. We had been to the UK before, but this was our first time where we had you know, and again, we were newbies to the whole thing. We had been involved in science fiction and fantasy for years, but this was like our first introduction to really being professionals and not just fans. And we went to this party, and there was everyone you could possibly think of in the community. Here we were in London being introduced to everybody. It was this book launch, and Tanith Lee was there. And again, I just want to tell you, I was no one. And my Jeff was almost no one. You know what I'm saying? Like no one knew who
I
we
do.
were. And she just took us under her wing. Because like I said, there was a lot of people there. And many of them were very, very tall. I'm a short person, just like Tana. We were both these short people. And I remember at the end of the evening, my neck being sore from looking up so much because everyone was so tall. But that's okay. That's okay. But she really did take us under her wing, and she invited us after the party to a Chinese dinner.
Oh.
We went to this Chinese restaurant, and we sat at this big round table, and I can't remember who all else was there. I know that John was there, of course, and Jeff, but I don't remember who else she invited to this dinner. But I know that she absolutely insisted that I sit next to her. Okay, now think about this. Again, this is 20 years ago. Nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
She just embraced me and welcomed me. And we sat together during that dinner, whispering to each other little things and expressing how joyful we were that both of us had younger husbands.
I
So
have a younger husband too.
I'm telling you, it's great. So that was I think that's what connected us in the beginning, how she was just so welcoming. And it made me feel like I was being seen and I was being valued as a person and also as a professional, because she was very respectful of my work, which, who even knew who I was. But what I'm saying is that that's the kind of person she was. And I don't know if people really knew that about her, about how supportive she was of other people. A lot of times, and I've seen this so much in this community, and it's sad, there's a lot of competition and headbutting and one-upping and all that kind of stuff. She was never that person. Never that person. So
Do you think do you think she was that way with a lot of different people, or do you think you two connected in a special sort of way?
well, I would like to think that I was the most special person in her life, but I don't think that's true. I think that she made me feel that way, but I think that she made a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
And if you talk to a lot of other people that had interactions with her, especially early in their careers, I think you will find us all saying the same thing. She made us feel special. She made us feel like we could do anything. She made us feel valued, and she made us feel important. And that was really something special for me.